All right, you're here to be arraigned on the following 5 counts. It's alleged that on or about April 9th of 2008 in the township of, or the county of Kalamazoo, state of Michigan, in count 1, that you did knowingly restrain Shauna Ree Hall, also known as Tawana Hall, with the intent to engage in criminal sexual conduct, criminal sexual penetration, or criminal sexual contact with that person, contrary to state statute. This is a Tier 3 offense under the Sex Offenders Registration Act if the victim was a minor. The potential penalty is as a felony, life imprisonment or any term of years and or $50,000. And do you understand that is the charge that's being brought against you in count 1 and what the penalty for the charge could be?
You try to say she was a minor?
If she was a minor, then under the Sex Offenders Registration Act, it would have an effect as it would be a Tier 3 offense. And do you understand that's the charge being brought against you and what the maximum penalty for it could be?
Yes, ma'am.
The second count pending from the same date, time, and location is the allegation that you did engage in sexual penetration, that being penis into genital opening, with Shawana Ree Taylor, also known as Tawana Hall, or excuse me, Shawana Ree Hall, also known as Tawana Hall, under the following circumstances. That is, during the commission of a felony of kidnapping, or the defendant was armed with a weapon or any article used or fashioned in a manner to lead the victim to reasonably believe to be a weapon, that being a knife, contrary to state statute. This is a Tier 3 offense under the Sex Offenders Registration Act unless the court finds that the victim was between the ages of 13 to 15 inclusive, had consented to the act, and the defendant was not more than 4 years older than the victim. Take notice that pursuant to Michigan Compiled Laws 333.5129, upon bind over to circuit court, the district court judge shall order the defendant to be tested for venereal disease, hepatitis B infection, and for the presence of HIV or an antibody to HIV. If the judge determines there's a reason to believe the violation involves sexual penetration or exposure to a body fluid of the defendant. If the district judge determines that testing is not required upon conviction, the court must order the defendant to be tested. This is count 2, criminal sexual conduct in the first degree. It is a felony, has the maximum possible penalty of life imprisonment, mandatory lifetime electronic monitoring, mandatory AIDS sexually transmitted disease testing, DNA to be taken upon arrest. The court may impose a consecutive sentence under Michigan Compiled Laws 750.520B3. This is the charge in count 2 and what the possible penalty for it could be. Do you understand this is what you're being charged with as well as what the penalty could be?
Yes.
The third